is up, guys? Car Empire here today with a video. Kind of just want to go over, what you can expect to see on the channel. With car, of course, obviously drag racing, as you can tell if you've already watched some of my Facebook reels, and you used to follow me over on TikTok. I actually have a new TikTok. I'll post the link down below, so you can go check it out. Go ahead and follow me over there, because it'll be bits and pieces of going on, what's going on. Also, if you're not following me on Facebook, go over and follow me on Facebook, Car Empire Jacob. Try to go live over there occasionally. Pull out my phone here. I've got a little list of what I wanted to just go over. First off, of course, drag racing. Like I said, whether it's trips to Mexico, whether it's trips to Mexico and just testing, or cash days, of course, it's nothing like the pad. As of course you all will probably seen videos from there. I would love to go and film there this year sometime. That's a big goal of mine. The pad, I want to go to War in the Woods, and I would love to go to Dig or Die. And there's some other local tracks and stuff I plan on going to and filming for sure. But yeah, so that's pretty much wraps that part up. I mean, how much more can you go into it, drag racing? Another thing on the list I wanted to go over is I want to do a segment of ride-alongs, where I'll go, to people's houses or meet people, and we'll take a look at their car, take some videos, do some shots of it starting up, walk-arounds, and then going for a ride and showing you all the car. I've got a few lined up already I need to start doing. I'd like to try to do one a week, a video a week of that. With that little segment. So yeah, that pretty much concludes that part. That's another segment, like I said, you all can expect to see on here is ride-alongs. Third thing I want to go over is builds. Currently, I don't have nothing. Financially, it's just not a thing that I can do right now. Which is fine with me. I enjoy videoing. I enjoy bringing people content. Hopefully people enjoy the content I do bring them. But right now, my father-in-law's got a 68 Chevy 2. We got together, finished up last year. If you've seen any of my reels, you've seen it. It's black, big tire. I might show a few clips of it at the end of this video. I'd like to show updates on it. We're still waiting for the machine shop to get done with the motor. We're going big block this year. There'll be a lot to do to the car. Updates. We're going to want to go separate fuel system for the nitrous instead of just running it off a single, and just stuff like that. Eventually we want to go to E85 because that 114, 116 is going to be expensive. Just small little things, where you can say, going over tips and tricks that I've learned from him or learned from other people to try and just help you. Like I said, I've not really raced much. I've ran his car, one of his cars. He's got an 01 Trans Am Firebird. I've ran it a couple of times, just messing around with hard tire. But yeah, that's just pretty much it with that part. Just builds, updates, videoing, or if I got, other people, friends of mine that want me to come and video them and their builds, I would be more than glad to come and do that. Fourth thing on the list would be, the style video you can see, maybe his day-to-day lives, kind of like vlogging. Say we're running to the parts store, or, we're working on the build, and instead of it just being, build update, it just be kind of, working on this, getting ready for this to go do this, as if that makes any sense. Like, we went drag racing out of town a while back, last year, towards the end of the summer. It was it's a whole day before, and that whole morning of, we was getting ready, getting nitrous bottles filled, getting fuel, make sure we had plenty of fuel to go, getting the car loaded up, strapped down, just kind of day-to-day stuff, and, stuff that happens before, we even get there ready to race, or ready just to make a test pass if you can test in some spots. Like we went, the place we went, the first time we went, we took this car, and we got down there, and the nitrous was acting up on the car, and we knew a way to fix it. If the other fix didn't work, we would bypass all the safeties. And we went up there, we made a few tests, tried a few things, didn't work, so we swapped it and had it ready to go by the end of the chip draw. The car worked really well for, as outdated as it really is in a sense. The tires on it was 15 years old, but I'm getting a little carried away here. But yeah, so day-to-day life. And the fifth thing I was going to talk about on this video definitely would be goals for the channel. I would love, of course, anybody would love to just make videos, go video places and do it as a living. That is an absolute dream or goal of mine to do so. With that being said, I need help, from the viewers. What do you like? What do you not like? What would you like to see that maybe you don't see, as I try to get more videos out? Right now, a lot, of course, is going to be more ride-along videos, probably. Maybe some, what am I doing today, or going for a drive, or maybe going looking at a couple cars. I've got a couple cars I want to go look at still, just to get a ballpark idea of what I'm looking at. I'm not going to give out any. I'm not going to give out any details on what I'm wanting to build. As you've probably seen before in some of my recent reels and stuff, I put a small block Chevy in my 2010 GMC Canyon. I'm not building that truck no more. Not for racing purposes. Eventually, I'm going to get. I'd like to get just a stock small block with a mild cam, and throw down in it. Kind of like just a little driver truck. Maybe use it for a shop truck. I've got a truck now I've been using, a lot back and forth. I would use for a shop truck till it was done. But it'd just be more cool to drive, a truck that I built. You can, have some logos put down it, maybe wrapped or whatever later on down the road. But yeah, that's really, the goals and the plans. This year, we're starting out with 10 subscribers. I think is when I last looked recording this video. My goal would definitely, I would like to reach 1,000, by the end of the year. Last year's goal was to reach 1,000 followers on Facebook, which took a lot of time, and which we reached it. I was actually surprised we reached the goal as quickly as we did, because I started June, July of last year. I had 275 followers, I do think, already when I started really getting into all of this. And then by the end of the year, I think it was a week before the end of the year, or 2 weeks before the end of the year, we had 1,168 followers. It's almost 1,200 now. It's not far from it. Of course, I like to keep working at it, keeping it grow, get it to keep growing, and I want to start working on TikTok to get it to start growing. But really, I'd like to focus on here, where I can bring you more, full videos, like 15, 20-minute videos. Try to keep them not too long, but I also would like to make them, where you get, okay, so they've done all of this in this video. Now I want to subscribe and watch the next video. That's the goal with, the whole YouTube thing. So yeah, that's just the whole, like I was saying, I'm not saying, oh yeah, a lot, and I apologize. I'll try to get better. I'm not super confident, talking to the camera still. And getting used to looking at the lens and not the screen. But yeah, if you all have any suggestions, any ideas, just leave them down below. Like I said, you can follow me over on Facebook at Car Empire Jacob. Message me. You can, if you want me to come and do a ride along with you in your car, if you're not too awful far away, we can, maybe make that happen. Or if we can find somewhere, to meet or whatever, we can do it. I don't care. I just want to bring the no prep scene that's happening in West Virginia, that's not being noticed, to become more noticed. You've got Street Race Channel in Ohio. You've got Jimmy Dale out in Texas. They're real big inspiration for me, and it's kind of what I would like to shoot towards one day. Is racing for a living. I mean, who wouldn't? I enjoyed it It's a good sport. Nobody I've yet to meet has gave me a bad vibe. Of course, you've got them few nut jobs and stuff like that that aggravate you, or talk you down, or try to discourage you from your goals or your dreams, and that's just whatever. I believe if you hate and you're still supporting. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap up this segment. I might do a quick walk around of the Nova here, show you just little bits and pieces of it, and then maybe the next video I'll go a little bit more in depth with it, show a little bit more of it. Saying it's a '68 Chevy Nova. And like I said, if you've watched any of my videos, you've seen this car in them. Under 2-speed power glide transmission. It originally was powered by 409 cubic inch small block. It's got all Willwood brakes, MSD box for ignition. Get you a little shot on the inside. There's a radiator. It's got a dash pad, a factory style dash pad. Fiberglass doors. They're shut pretty well. For aftermarket door. I'll show you that tires I was talking about. They big boys. They some big tires. Now, fiberglass deck lid. Of course, steel quarters, steel roof, fiberglass hood. Then the captain's side. Hopefully that night vision helps a little bit. The gauges. That's actually the factory gauge cluster from a '68 Nova. We took and cut out, where it had for the factory gauges, cut all that out. My father-in-law took a piece of sheet metal, cut it up, punched some holes in it, and mounted aftermarket gauges. Of course, external transcore. It's got tubular upper and lower control arms, Moroso springs. It's got competition, Moroso competition shocks, just some cheap, front shocks on it, nothing spectacular. And for the car worked really well. It really did. To be as a little bit outdated as it is, I mean, it's not super outdated, but there's some things you could go through and upgrade, like the MSD box. It could be updated to a newer model. The shocks, the springs, it can have coilovers in the front instead of springs still. The back is a 4-link setup. There's nothing, you can't go wrong there. Of course, like I said, it's my father-in-law's car, but the only thing I could find that disliked about the whole car is I wish it was a small tire instead of big. Other than that, it's one of my dream cars, really, is a Nova. 68, 69, 68 through 73, I believe it is the ones I want. I had a 72 4-door, but they just not appealing to the eyes, the 2-door. Factory, subframe. That's another thing that I would like to change on the car, is he wants to go to a tubular subframe and go with rack and pinion steering instead of the factory style steering. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I have no complaints. Of course, I know it's not my car, but I have no complaints on the car. Other than the fact that the hood's as heavy as the hood is, you'd think for a fiberglass hood this thing would be super light, but it's really not. But yeah, that's going to probably wrap up this video. I'm not going to try and bore you too much more. The next video, like I said, I might go more in depth with the car. There needs to be more of the old school cars coming back, especially if on the street. Yeah, it's just cool to me. I'd love to go down to town with a bunch of the guys that's got, you know, these older cars, and just do a good video of them just, you know, setting in town under the street lights, you know, kind of like what you would picture back in the day. To me, would just be really cool. But I'm going to wrap it up here. I appreciate you for watching. Subscribe, hit the notification button, pump the like button, and we'll see you on the next one.